and the omnibus. So I was forced into the Archers when I was a child. And look, it's come back to bite me later on. I'm awash with this stuff.
The Archers is the world's longest-running radio show, with more than 15,000 episodes broadcast. Despite being a rural flavor show, The Archers is recorded in the heart of...
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're jumping into a world that really mixes the everyday with some quite deep family drama and, well, surprising community twists.
That's right. We're drawing from a really specific source today. It's an audio clip from BBC Radio 4's The Archers, aired July 17th, 2025. It's a slice of life, you know?
So we're dropping into ongoing stories, but we've pulled out the key bits.
Exactly.
Our mission here is to sort of unpack how these conversations, which might seem separate, actually weave together.
Mm-hmm.
They reveal these underlying tensions, but also some unexpected breakthroughs.
And show how family and community really tick.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's get into it. So first up, something quite modern, actually. Ed asks George about borrowing his drone.
Mm-hmm.
Not for fun, but for making before and after videos for their website.
Right.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, and George is immediately positive. He even says, you know, maybe get some tips from Brad and Eddie.
Right.
And what's interesting there is it's not just, oh, cool tech. It shows how even traditional setups are adapting, using digital tools for marketing.
It suggests the community network actually helps bring in new stuff, rather than fighting it. A kind of pragmatism.
Precisely. They make it work for them.
Okay, so from drones, we shift pretty dramatically. Something far more traditional and deeply personal.
Yeah, this involved Granddad Bert, Kira, and Nana Susan.
They're planning to visit Nana Ivy's grave. Nana Ivy being Nana Susan's mother. And it's for her wedding anniversary.
Yeah, and that phrase Nana Susan uses, laid to rest, it just carries so much emotional weight, doesn't it? It's about that connection, that remembrance.
But then, honestly, this detail is shocking. Nana Susan reveals that Nana Ivy's engagement ring, and other rings too, were stolen.
Stolen right off her fingers as she lay dying.
It's horrific, just a complete violation at such a vulnerable moment.
And we find out who did it, Uncle Clive. Nana Susan calls it the lowest thing he could possibly do.
Unbelievable.
And you can feel how that betrayal, that specific act, still echoes through the family. It's a wound that's clearly never fully healed, even though apparently Nana Ivy's mother managed to get the engagement ring back eventually.
Right, and that ring means the world to Nana Susan now. She wears it on a ribbon, around her neck. It's this constant physical link.
And crucially, George knows this. He knows how important that ring is to her.
Okay, let's turn to some more recent friction. We hear Amber said some terrible things to Granddad Bert.
Yeah, and it really upset both him and Nana Susan, understandably.
And Clary, who often seems to be the village's moral compass, is apparently insisting Amber needs to apologize.
But she hasn't yet, as far as we hear, which leads to George promising Nana Susan he'll talk to Amber about it.
It raises that question, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How do tight communities handle things like this? Hurtful words, accountability, especially with all the family ties involved.
It's tricky territory.
And then just a quick lighter touch, almost like a side note from the village. Khalil reports the cat at the Bull Pub is doing better.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
But they're also increasing security there.
Yeah. Seems there have been issues, cat poisonings mentioned, other criminal activities. So a new bouncer, Mick, is coming in. Just a little slice of Amber's life continuing amidst everything else.
Right. The everyday stuff goes on.
Okay. Now here's where things get really interesting, I think, in terms of dynamics within relationships. Ozra is really frustrated.
Mm-hmm. Her husband, Oliver, has basically just taken over their house for a Fed meeting. That's likely the Farmers Federation, a big deal locally.
And Ozra feels completely ousted, as she puts it. No consultation, just bam, meetings here. She ends up taking this long, angry walk.
Yeah, and you can feel that frustration. It taps into that universal theme of, you know, personal space, needing to be consulted in your own home, in your relationship.
Totally relatable. But then, the twist.
Yes.
Oliver also feels ousted. Not from home, but from Grange Farm.
Right. He mentions tensions and specifically calls Amber an awkward guest as part of the problem.
So there's friction everywhere.
And we find out what's really stressing Oliver out. The upcoming village fete.
The fete. And the village green is apparently a mess.
A real mess. Patchy grass, holes everywhere. Caused by crows pecking for leather jackets.
Leather jackets.
Yeah, crane fly larvae. Apparently they're a pest. And Oliver's worried sick about what Linda Snell will say.
Linda Snell. the queen of village standards. You don't want to get on the wrong side of Linda about the fete.
Exactly. So you see this hidden pressure, the work behind these public events that we often don't think about.
Okay, but amidst all this tension, we start to see some breakthroughs, some shifts.
Yes, and a really significant one comes from George.
He's spoken to his mom.
Yeah.
And he's actually asked for her to be added to his approved contact list. He says he wants to talk to her more.
Which is huge. Wayne, who seems to be involved in George's situation, sounds hopeful they might get special permission, maybe through the chaplain, on compassionate grounds.
That sounds like real progress for George, a genuine step towards connection.
It really does. You can imagine the impact on his mother. It feels like a turning point, maybe a desire for reconciliation.
And this leads him to make, well, a pretty stunning request.
Astonishing, really.
He calls Nana Susan and asks her for Nana Ivy's engagement ring.
The stolen ring, the one she wears around her neck.
Yes, but not for himself, for Amber.
Wow, okay. And his justification?
He talks about a family, right? He wants the ring to stay in the family, almost like reclaiming it after the theft by Clive.
That's a complex argument. You can understand Nana Susan's shock, her hesitation, and that ring is so deeply personal to her.
Absolutely. But she also said she wants George and Amber to be happy. And George mentioned something interesting about learning to forgive.
Ah, influenced by the chaplain, he says.
Right, so this idea of forgiveness is suddenly in the mix, right alongside this incredibly difficult request.
It's a powerful moment. Choosing forgiveness or considering it in the face of such history.
Meanwhile, back with the fate drama.
Yes. Is the green still doomed?
A solution appears. Oliver, prompted by his earlier chat with Ozra, announces that Gay Gables, his business, presumably will sponsor the whole event.
Oh, wow. So they'll provide practical help too.
Exactly. He frames it as wanting Gay Gables to make more of an impact on the local community, and Ozra is thrilled.
That's brilliant. So Ozra's frustration about being ousted actually led, indirectly, to Oliver finding a solution for the community problem that was stressing him out.
It seems like it. A great example of how sometimes personal issues can spark wider solutions.
Private conversations lead into public good. Love that.
And then we get the final piece of the ring story, for now at least. Nana Susan goes to see Amber.
Okay, how does this go down? Amber must be nervous.
She is. Amber apparently thinks Nana Susan's there to have a go at her, but the thing she said to Bert.
Understandable apprehension.
But that's not why she's there. Nana Susan gives her the ring. Nana Ivy's ring.
No! Really, she actually gives it to her.
Yes. And Amber is completely surprised, then delighted. She says it's beautiful and promises she will treasure this.
Wow.
She does mention it's a bit loose, needs altering, but the overwhelming feeling is gratitude.
So that ring, with all its history, the theft, the deep sentimental value, the difficult request, ends up with Amber. That brings things full circle in a really unexpected, poignant way.
It really does. So reflecting on all this, what does it all mean? This deep dive really shows that intricate web, doesn't it? Personal lives, family history, community challenges, all tangled together.
Absolutely. And it highlights how these unexpected moments, George wanting contact, Oliver sponsoring the fete, Nana Susan giving the ring, can completely shift the dynamics. Acts of generosity, symbolic gestures.
They can lead to resolutions you just didn't see coming.
Yeah, it really underscores themes like forgiveness, how family bonds change and adapt, and how people find solutions or at least paths forward, even when things seem messy or stuck, often when they least expect it.
Shows that resilience, maybe.
I think so. Resilience of connection, definitely. And maybe the power of those symbolic acts.
Which leads to a final thought, perhaps, for you listening.
Yeah, think about this. We all live with past hurts, present frustrations, right? They can feel really big sometimes. So what power does a symbolic gesture like giving away a treasured, complicated family heirloom actually hold?
Can it really forge new paths? Not just for the people involved, but maybe ripple outwards into the community.
It's something to consider. What role do these kinds of gestures play in moving forward?
Think about those ripple effects. Small acts of understanding, of resolution, maybe even forgiveness in your own lives. Sometimes the biggest shifts start small.
So what are you doing now?
Just getting ready for the next episode. Just moving mics around.
So what do you do?
I do the spot effects on the archers. Any
Are you what we call Foley then?
Kind of. Yep.
Okay. And these are all part of the paraphernalia of production.
Yep. That's the bull bar.
This one.
Yep. That's.
Haley so wanted to be in their own place when their baby came. It's due in 2 months. Not much chance of that now. No. I mean, it would have been a stretch for them financially, mind, but I just wish there was something practical I could do to help them, Caroline.
I think The Archers has had this immense popularity over the years, basically because it has always very accurately reflected the reality of life and living in a rural community at whatever